Hey guys, so I'm just going to give you a quick explanation for the assignment that you're going to be working on today during the block period. You have the whole block period to work on this, and you are probably going to have about 15 or 20 minutes on Friday. So if you don't finish it today, or if you have questions to ask me, you will still have a little bit more time to work on this on Friday, okay? So this is a picture of the handout that you guys are going to be getting from your substitute. It's basically a transliteration, not a translation. I know it looks really scary. You don't have to know any actual Greek to do this because it's just transliterating letters. So if you look down here at the bottom, you'll see like a code. It's almost like a decoder puzzle, like you probably did some of these back in grade school, right? So like anytime you see this symbol, that's the A. Anytime you see this symbol, that's a letter B. So the best way to do it is to go one line at a time and just do one letter after another. You're going to notice there's no spaces between words, there's no punctuation, there's no capital letters, etc. So part of the reason we're doing this assignment is to teach you a little bit about why it was so difficult to translate from ancient Greek into modern English when they were translating the Bible. You're going to get just a little taste of that difficulty, right? You can work with a partner. You can work with up to 3 people. So what I recommend if you do that, there's 27 lines. So if you split it in half and the first person does the first 13 or 14 lines, and then the second person does the second part, or if you split it into 3, you'll do 9, 9, and 9. And the only thing you have to remember is if you do that is like if you go to the bottom of the 9th line, a word could start here, and then if your partner picks up on the next line, the end of the word might be here. So you do have to keep that in mind, okay? So let me show you. I already did the first line for you. I actually did the first line and a half. So when you guys do this, it's gonna look something like this. The problem with this is that it's also spelled phonetically. I don't know if you guys know what the word phonetically means. The words are not spelled in proper English. They're spelled by the way the word sounds. So what I like to do, I'll do a line and then I'll leave a blank space, and then I'll start another line and leave another blank space and then start another line. And then that way you can write over these words what the proper English word actually should end up being. So like what it's going to look like, because there's no spaces between words, is just one big hodgepodge of letters. And then I like to go back and take a pen and I'll take a look at it and I'll mark it, right? So I know it says among the, now here's where you have to get in the phonetics. This looks like man and I, but it's spelled phonetically, so it's many. Among the many problems, and again, here's another word that's spelled wrong, so you have to think phonetically, right? The sound of the word, not the spelling. What does it sound like? Among the many problems faced, F-A-C-E-D. Okay, so we've got among the many problems faced, and then again, phonetics. So it's B-I, but it's by. And then this is where sometimes you have to look on the next line, right? Because there's no hyphens. So a word can start on this line and end on this line, right? So it's among the many problems faced by New Testament scholars. The word there is scholars. So here's the typed version. When you submit your final draft, you're going to submit a version that looks like this. Spelled correctly with spaces and punctuation like the comma there, among the many problems faced by New Testament scholars. So you guys can see there how I did the first line. I recommend doing it that way, but if another way makes sense for you, that's totally fine. Do it the way that makes sense for you, okay? So you can work with a partner you can work with 2 or 3 people together. You are going to turn in your rough draft. So you only have to turn in the lines that you did. So if you did the first 9 lines or if you did the first 13 lines, but everybody should be doing at least 9 lines because there's 27 and you should not be working with more than 3 people. So you're going to have to turn in your rough draft to me on Friday. You can do that on just a piece of loose leaf or notebook paper, or you can do it on the back of this page. If you don't have any other paper, there's lines on there for you to use. But you're also going to submit, your final copy on turnitin.com. And this is the one time when you're actually shooting for a very high percentage. Normally, you want to get the lowest percentage that you can on Turnitin, but this time, because you want it to be correct, and everybody should be hopefully turning in a similar translation, you're actually going to be shooting to get as close to 100% similarity report as you can, right? So on Friday, you're going to, at the end of the period, after you've had that extra 20 minutes to finish up if you need to, you'll give me your copy of your rough draft, and then by Friday night, you're going to submit your typed copy of your final draft to turnitin.com. If you need any help, I'm hoping I'll be back with a few minutes left in class today, but I can't promise that I will. It depends on how long my appointment takes. So if you need something, I will be in the building later today, or I'll see you on Friday and you can ask your questions then. Otherwise, I'm hoping that should cover everything. Oh, one other quick thing. There is a list written on the board of words that are very hard to spell, words that you might not realize what they are, especially when you're spelling them phonetically. So those hint words that are written on the board, you should definitely refer to that list. There are words like papyrus, fragmentary, koine, Septuagint. The Septuagint is a translation of the Old Testament from Greek into, oh gosh, I can't remember now. But that's one of the terms that you're going to need to know is Septuagint. And apostolic. Oh, and there's one more that I need to write down on the board, millennia. As in what 1,000 years is called a millennia. Okay? So please do your best, try your hardest, do as much as you can today because you're only going to have about 15 or 20 minutes on Friday to finish it up. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.